Okay, so let's talk about ePortfolios. I'm liking the idea of an ePortfolio as a website. This one seems to be working for me, largely because it allows me to create a parking lot that gives me access to a shopping mall full of resources and activities. Yeah, okay, rough metaphor, but bear with me. Um, for example, I can have an area of stuff that I am tuning up, things that I am working on, that I have going on right now. For example, my ePortfolio. But then here in the new category, every week in the tech tools class, there was something new and something that was being added to my perspective and my range. And so it allowed me to deposit those thoughts here, that I can access them, that I can play with them, that I can come back to them, that I can use them. And that way I can also share them with others, which then leads me to this idea of what is the role of computer science. And instead of somebody in a lab coat in a basement writing code, I'm thinking that for me in a humanities classroom or a library media specialist role, that it really is the access to tools and the application of tools in a technological world that augments and aids the growth and the learning for all students. So there is that management piece of what tools are available and how do I manage my physical self in a classroom, in a school, in a learning environment, and my digital persona. That is that digital citizenship. How am I an actual citizen and a digital citizen? And so for me, the idea of using a website is that interactive piece. Here's the tools and what one can do with them. That for me is where the computer science bridge is. And using the e-portfolio of a website helps to create that bridge. Furthermore, I talked earlier about the idea of a parking lot. So I've got toolkits that are growing over here. And then finally, I wanted to make sure that I am staying current. And I created basically a news column. I went out and I figured out how to embed RSS feeds onto this website. And for me, that's the piece that works. Um, I love the overwhelming nature of Twitter. Uh, being able to ping different pieces of information and find them at all times, and having the Twitter feed come in. I would often feel like I was just crushed under a snowball. However, the access to that was amazing. The interpersonal connections, the people that I could see and that were putting out information was incredible. So I thought on a website, having those news feeds, having those access pieces there, and then having, say, like a librarian or a media specialist or an English teacher identify certain sources, certain articles, certain pieces would be an excellent tool. Where I want to go next, it's the research and the collaboration piece. I want to be able to figure out how to have a website be that engagement, that interaction area. So here is a collection of podcasts that I had started for our class, and using that as an area for sending out and receiving information, and using a website for that to be hosted seemed like a natural fit. It's an area of growth, clearly. However, I'm excited about the possibilities. And then, like I had said, that taking the library media specialist page of designing and using research tools, I've just put together basically a push button list of how to access certain database pieces. Let me refer to my notes here to make sure. Oh, and then we talk about the ideal classroom setup. And for me, the web page may be the most exciting part of this. Ideally, I would love to have a classroom that has a maker space. If we had a central area where everyone could work together, collaborate and brainstorm, and then go to their separate spots and work out their individual works and then come back together, I think that would be ideal. But in lieu of that, and with COVID-19, I'm thinking a web space is a collaborative area that allows for that community and then the individual work. Thanks for lending me your ear.